Hi, it's Alaska Granny. I've been to the Dollar Tree and you can see I made quite a haul. I wanted to find some new items for the Prepper Pantry. I wanted some short-term foods like snack foods or foods that you would eat within the next few weeks. I wanted some foods that could last in the pantry for 2 to 3 years. And then I also even found a few items that can go into the longest long-term food storage, foods that can last the longest for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. You always want to vary the foods that you're buying. It's great to have all the freshest foods possible, but if you go to the store one day and none of those foods are available, you need to have something to fall back on. And so that's where it's nice to have a variety of different types of foods that can store in your Prepper Pantry and that will last longer, so that should there be any kind of an emergency, whether it's just to you personally, your family, your community, or global like this pandemic, that you'll still have enough to eat. My grandchildren are coming for a visit, and so I'll show you the supplies that I bought to help make their stay more enjoyable. I bought 10 packs of the Teddy Grahams. I purchased these before when I was visiting them at their house, and there's a Dollar Tree near their home, and these are good little cookies that they like. They come in individual little packets. Each little packet has 130 calories. I bought some Whale's cheddar cheese crackers. It was interesting to see the sizes of crackers that you could buy for little like goldfish type whale crackers, and you can see these 3 packages each cost $1. So look around, see if you can get a bigger package and get more for your money. I bought some packages of fruit snacks. There were 15 little packets in this box. They had other boxes with only 4 servings, and I like that this one had 15. So just like the crackers, look over the selection and see if you can find ones that have more for your money. I bought them each a pair of sunglasses because it's sunny here in the desert. And then I found the cutest little book, Bear's First Day of School, and you turn the pages and the bear has a face, but it has this little dial that you can spin and see his different faces and learn about emotions, which I thought was very cute. I bought a package of the shelf-stable milk. This will be great if we need milk to go with the cookies. I have this Gosner milk, and this can also be in the pantry for up to a year. I've stored these in the refrigerator unopened, and they've lasted a year past the date on them. So don't be afraid to try the milk in the cartons because it's top quality milk. It's regular milk. It's just packaged a little bit differently. It's UHT, which is ultra high temperature, so it's been like double pasteurized or something, so that you're able to keep this milk and store it in your pantry. Another snack option I bought were these crispy rice rolls. Look, they look like corn on the cob, but it's a rice cake in a roll. And one of them is original white rice flavor, and one of them is cinnamon flavor. These are vegan. It says on the front they have 38 calories per roll, but on the back it says they have 40. So whether it's 38 or 40, that's not very many. So it's a low-calorie snack if you're concerned with weight. So I'm looking forward to trying these and see if it's something we enjoy. If you see something that you think you might like, buy one and take it home and try it. If you don't like it, then that's okay. But if you do like it, you can always go back and get more. You don't want to stockpile foods it turns out that no one likes or wants to eat. I found more of the crispy dried carrots. I did a review on these a few months ago, and I thought that they were pretty good. And after I got to trying them for a while, then I decided they actually are very good. They're a nice little snack. You get just carrots. You can also add them, say if you're making rice with vegetables, you can just toss a few of them in with your rice while it's cooking, and then they rehydrate, and they're a nice tasty addition to your meal. You could toss them into salads, into soups and stews. There's a lot of ways to have the little dried carrots. And the shelf life on these in this little packet is about 1 year. I found some organic teriyaki seaweed. This is nice because you can crumble it into your recipes, and it adds a little more flavor and some extra nutrition because seaweed has a lot of good elements in it that are helpful for you. So you may not like to just snack on just seaweed, but you can add it into your recipes just like you would other vegetables. So if you see the little seaweed, go ahead and give it a try and see if it's a way that you can add a few nutrients some extra different flavors into your recipes. Be Fruitful freeze-dried mangoes. This was a new product to me. It has a shelf life of nearly 2 years, so I'm excited to see if it's going to be a dried fruit that is tasty and something that I want to have in my food storage. Because it can last 2 years, this would be a nice way to stock up and have some ready-to-go sizes. You could put them in your bug-out bag, your 72-hour kit, your get-home kit. You could even put them into your lunchbox or your going out for the day bag. It's a nice way to have mangoes in your Prepper Pantry because fresh mangoes aren't always available, and I haven't really found a canned mango that I enjoy, and yet lately I haven't seen any canned mangoes, so I'm hoping that the freeze-dried are going to be yummy. Where I saw shortages at the Dollar Tree was in the food department. I had been to the Dollar Tree about a week ago and the shelves were just full. Everything was nice, and this time I was shocked. I would return to the same store and there were all types of empty shelves. So it's really important that if you see things that you want, that you pick them up, because we just don't know when they might no longer be available. I was also concerned that some of the varieties of foods were really lacking, and so it's important to try to have a variety in your Prepper Pantry so that you can serve a variety of meals so you don't get food fatigue. You don't want to get all of just one food at one time. That's a good way to buy foods in, say, a case lot so that you have a whole bunch, but if that's the only food that you buy and then something happens you can't get more, that might be the only food you have. So if you're just starting your Prepper Pantry, get a variety, 1 or 2 cans of different kinds of foods that you know how to cook, you know what you could serve them with, and then as your Prepper Pantry grows, then you can add things in multiples. I also saw people in the store actually buying up multiple items, like 12 big jugs of juice, things like that. So it seems to me that maybe more people are prepping and they're concerned that foods will no longer be available, and we have heard that prices will be going up, that some of the Dollar Trees are changing. The Dollar Tree that I went to is still a Dollar Tree, everything was still $1, but it can be challenging to find what you want. For example, they had soup, all of it was chicken noodle soup, which we don't care for chicken noodle soup. But I found 2 cans of loaded potato soup. Okay, they did have something like tomato soup, but I'm talking about like the chunky soups to have what you could make a meal out of a soup, something that it can fill you up if that's all you had, or you could serve it over something like mashed potatoes, rice, or noodles to make it go farther. The chunky soups are nice that way, and we like to have a variety so that we could eat one every day if we needed to, but it wouldn't be the same meal every day because we could have 7 different kinds of soup, for example. So when you're in the store, look things over and see if you can find a variety that you haven't seen before, something you can add into your Prepper Pantry before maybe the varieties are no longer available. I bought 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. You can lots of times see the cream of mushroom, but usually the cream of chicken is a lot more expensive, and so I was happy to find these at only $1, so I have 2 to add to my Prepper Pantry. I also picked up 2 cans of chicken a la king. This is great to serve over toast, rice, noodles, mashed potatoes. You can make it a bigger, better meal. Bake some biscuits, add this to it. There are a lot of ways to serve something like this to make a meal. I was concerned though, I don't have another one of these in my pantry anymore, and I thought this can look like it's way smaller than it used to be. It says it has 10.5 ounces. So if you have some of these stockpiled that you've had for a few years, let me know if this is like shrinkflation and these really are a much smaller can. It seemed to me that it is. I always thought they came in a bigger can, not just a little can like a cream of mushroom or cream of chicken soup. I thought they came in a big can like, say, chili, but that's obviously not what I found today. Thanksgiving is around the corner and turkey gravy was there in a can. I haven't seen the turkey variety of gravy in the store in a long time, so I was glad to pick up 2 of those to add to my Prepper Pantry. I also found 2 cans of white meat turkey. This will be good with the turkey gravy over mashed potatoes, make it an open-faced sandwich, serve it over biscuits, pasta, noodles, Make a stovetop stuffing, stir in a can of turkey, add what you like to go along with a Thanksgiving type turkey meal, and you can have it in a little small way. You don't have to have a whole big family feast to enjoy the foods that you might like around Thanksgiving. You can have them in your pantry and have them whenever you like in a serving size that works for you. I bought a can of Southgate beef stew. Beef stew is great to serve over mashed potatoes, rice, noodles, biscuits. You can even make it into a little like a pot pie. Pour it into a baking dish, top it with some dumplings or a pie crust, and make a little pot pie or shepherd's pie. They also had the Southgate all beef chili with beans. So it's a different flavor than other types of chilies. So sometimes even if you have 10 cans of chili, if you have 3 different varieties, then it isn't like you had 10 cans of the exact same thing, because each brand of chili has a little bit different flavor, and so it adds some variety into the standby foods that we like to have on hand. I found a can of yams, and this was only $1, which when I went to Fry's the other day, these were $2, so I was glad to find these at the Dollar Tree. When you're stocking up on canned goods, make sure that you read the dates on them. I was flabbergasted to see how much of the food was nearly out of date or actually out of date at the Dollar Tree. They had cans of Kipper snacks that had a wrapper, like a paper cardboard box around it, and there was no date on it. So I gently opened one of them to look inside, and the Kipper snacks had expired in 1/21. This is nearly a year expired, and it's still on the shelf as fresh. And yes, it probably is still fine and good to eat, but you have to pay attention. And it was interesting because I was speaking with a lady on the aisle, and I was telling her, make sure that you're looking at the dates. And she said, I've never even thought to do that. I've never done it before. And I said, yes, you need to, because you want to make sure that your food is as fresh as possible, and then you want to know that you can store it for longer if you need to. So look carefully at the dates to make sure that you're really getting the full value for your Prepper Pantry foods. Lots of these will last many years past that date, but not all canned foods will last longer. So pay attention to what you're buying and try to rotate it within the date guidelines on your package. I was able to find some pasta sides. I like the Alfredo, so I bought several of those. And the variety isn't always there anymore. So I did go ahead and order a few more on Amazon because I wanted the creamy chicken. And what I've done is I have this extra bucket, and I've already put in the creamy chicken, and now I can add in the Alfredo and put the lid on. Now this bucket doesn't have the rubber gasket seal, so this isn't going to work for very long-term food storage, but it's a way to corral your food, keep it more airtight than it was. But if you wanted to store these types of packages to last for, say, 5 years, you need a better bucket than this one. This was one I had, so it's a container that I can put things in, keeps bugs out, critters out, and blocks a little bit more of the air. So the better you store your food, the longer it lasts. So every little bit helps. And if you don't have the perfect way to store it today, that's okay. Store it the best you can, and if you have the opportunity to store it better later, then you can do that. As you're rotating your food and replacing it, then you'll be making improvements on how you're storing it and how much longer it can last. I was able to buy some packets of salmon. I've never seen this brand before, but it's good until January 2024. So the packages of salmon would be great for your bug out bag, your 72-hour kit, your get home kit, your lunchbox, and even just because they can store easily in your pantry because they're a smaller size than, say, a can. But I haven't tried this one before, so I only bought one to try it, and then if I like it, hopefully there'll still be more when I go back. I bought some more jerky. These are nice to go into your bug out bag or just on your snack shelf. They have about a 1-year shelf life on them. And something that I had done a video about that said not to use oxygen absorbers with jerky, especially if you made it yourself. You can see oxygen absorbers suck all of the oxygen out. And if your food is not completely dry, down to a very low percent of moisture, then you risk getting botulism or mold or other things in your food. Now, maybe there is some little oxygen absorber type item in these jerky packs. That's not the same as using these, which takes all of the oxygen out. And if you compare it to, say, the coffee, this is a solid brick that's vacuum sealed with it, probably so that the oxygen is removed. That's not the same consistency of a package of jerky. You can tell there is still air in here. So even if you say there's an oxygen absorber in jerky, it's not the same. And that's why when it comes to things like that, I don't take any risks with my health or my family's health. And so that's still the guideline that I go by. So yes, this was the haul I got at the Dollar Tree. I was glad I could find a variety of things at a good price, but it is concerning to me how many shortages were on the shelf in just a week's time. From when I was there a week ago, how many of the shelves were empty. So be on the lookout, and when you notice things that are getting in shorter supply, think of it something that you need. Or look at what's still available and figure out, is that something I should get before that's gone too? But don't stock up on things you don't need or you don't know what to do with. Make sure you're buying things that are making your life better every single day. If you enjoyed my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.